Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. As always, my name is Mr. Jim Jam from Team Whirlwind, and today I'm coming at you with my Nekroz deck profile. This has been doing fantastically for me on my Sunday locals. We have a good mix of both meta and non-meta at our locals, and this has come first, second. So yeah, it's done pretty well. So we'll start off with our level 10s. We play one copy of Nekroz of Adrebihir. Adrebihir is a all-out power card. It's everything you could want in a Nekroz boss monster. It manages to set our graveyard up when you discard it from the hand. And on field, you tribute a monster from your field or hand to negate and banish something, which comes up a lot. We're playing the worst Nekroz ever made, Decisive Armor. I have no idea why it pops a set card for its monster effect, but it is a 3300 ass. And that's about all it needs to be. Then we play one Trishula. Trishula isn't what it used to be. Trishula is a amazing summon it, clear a threat, and poke for some damage, and then normally it gets tributed off. Other than those, we are playing two copies of Nekroz of Valkyrius. Valk is still Valk. His effect isn't as good as it used to be because your opponent will normally have a negate so that his battle phase ending can't happen. However, being able to draw two by tributing some incantations is amazing in this deck. We also play one copy of Neckroz of Gungnir. Neckroz of Gungnir is protection against most things, and is also just a good bit of interruption for our opponent's turn if he's the one that gets stuck on the field. Then we're playing triple copies of Neckroz of Bryanak. This is the card that makes the deck go round. It searches and searches and searches, and when it's summoned it clears two threats off the board. Which is just incredible. Then we play two copies of Nekroz of Unicorn. While having this on the field to negate all of our opponent's stuff summoned from the extra deck is invaluable, its best effect is the discard from the hands to add a Nekroz card from graveyard back to hand. This allows us just to grind and grind. Imagine actually having more resources than an Altergeist player. He had used like every trap in his deck and had like a multi-faker in hand with no targets because we just outgrind him with Nekroz. Then I play two copies of Nekroz of Colossus. Being able to search a spell from our deck to our hand for free is amazing. And then the very last Nekroz card in here, we played two copies of Shirit. Shirit being able to search for most of our Nekroz is amazing. Its targets are Colossus, Bryanak, Trishula, and the new guy Adrebihir. And then we move on to the other portion of this deck, which is our incantations. So we are playing two copies of Incantation Chalice Slime, two copies of Talismandra, two copies of Candle, one copy of Bookstone, and one copy of Pencil Slime. Running this ratio means that we're always going to be able to grab whatever we need from varied locations. And the Chalice Slime is always pitching Chalice Slime from the hand to be able to grab one that we're missing. Now, my theory in building this deck is you can build a Nekroz list to go purely second, and that won't include any of the incantations. But if your pure going second Nekroz list is made to go first, you end on a Unicorn and nothing else. You might have a Valk in hand, but that's all the going second Nekroz lists do. Or you can build one which is sort of mid-max and can go first or second but doesn't specialise in anything, which means you lose to any deck that does specialise in something, because our end boards aren't really too impressive. So what I've gone for is a strictly going first all-in aggressive strategy. It happens to play well second just because they're nekroz. But the incantations are in here to trigger our 3 main deck copies of Zaborg the Mega Monarch. This sending 8 cards from our extra deck to the grave and 8 of our opponents, out-resources them and enables them to go crazy. We are also making sure that one of the cards we search is Cyber Angel Ben 10. Because we're grabbing Ben 10 off of normally the Herald of the Arclight that the Zaborg has sent, we're able to grab either a Vanity's Ruler or a Christia. In hands where you don't draw the Zaborg, you can still search Ben 10 out through other means, whether it's through the Herald because you've been able to use Kaleidoscope, or just off of one of the incantations. We can make our way to Vanity's Ruler and use this as our normal summon. If we have summoned the Zaborg and done that play, Archlord Christia will be the card that we search off of our Ben 10, just to ensure that we have something on the board that prevents our opponent from special summoning. And then the last monster in here is, because we do only have 4 normal summons in the entire deck, I thought it would be funny, and it actually worked out really well, to put 1 single copy of Cyberstein in. Summoning this and then paying 5,000 to grab a random exterior or something like that that just is a negate engine has done wonders for the deck, and throughout playtesting has worked really well. And then on to spells. We don't play any traps in this lineup, so this will be it. We play 2 copies of Kaleidoscope, 2 copies of Circle, and 2 copies of Mirror. I've gone for a straight flush of 2 of each copy, and I feel like we use 2 of each copy in almost every game. Cycle has been the only negotiable spot. This is bumped from 2 to 3. You played 1 of it for a while. It does come up a lot, but because each one's only a hard once per turn, I feel like they're okay where they are. The deck has plenty of surgeability. One strong aspect about playing this particular version of the deck is that we do a lot of effects happen, and we end our board with a negate on our 5th summon, so the deck is incredibly hard to Nibiru. And for recovery, we play 3 Preparation of Rites, we play a Reinforcement of the Army, and for the last and final card in here, we play Miracle Synchro Fusion. This is a target that we will search off of a card that we're sending as part of our 8 from the extra deck, and then be able to summon an Exterio on our turn 2. So the extra deck, the all-important part, we have a Photon Pulse Dragon. This is here because it's a level 4 that isn't a fairy type. We then play 3 Herald of the Arclight. This makes the deck go round. It searches us a ritual spell that we're missing, a ritual monster that we're missing, and just makes everything brilliant. It's also a fairy, which means it's the correct typing for our Archlord Christia. We play 1 Naturia Beast because it's a level 5, a Naturia Barkion because it's a level 6. We play the 1 Predaplant Camouflagia, 1 because it's a level 7, and 2, if when we trigger our Zaborg, we make sure that these 3 cards, our Naturia Beast, our Naturia Barkion, and our Chimera, are all sent during our next standby phase. The Chimera will add Miracle Synchro Fusion from our deck to our hand, which means we can then play the Miracle Synchro Fusion, banishing the Beast and the Barkion to fusion summon the next card in our deck, Naturia Exterio. We still have 3 fusions in the deck. We're playing double copies of Elder Entity Entus. If we are going second and we trigger the Zaborg, being able to pop things is incredibly cool. It's also a fairy type, which means it pairs up again well with our Christia. Then we're playing 5-Headed Dragon. This is just a level 12 to send so that we can ritual for big things, and with all confessions aside, I can't believe I don't own one, even a common. Every time I've played in a tournament, This has in fact been a Cyber End Dragon, whichever the 4000 attack point one that does piercing is. Simply because summoning it off a Cyberstein and then attacking over a Set Shadol is really good. And then I play 1 Exceed, being totally awesome, again just recovery. And then I play 3 Link Monsters, 1 Cross Sheep because drawing 2 is amazing. I play 1 Nightmare Unicorn because it gives us something to make with the Cross Sheep and something else that might be dead on field to clear a threat. And then I actually play 1 Decode Talker. Playing the Decode Talker just means that if there's a body that's slightly hard to out, or I need some protection on something, if I've summoned my Abadre here and maybe have a Valk on field, or a Dre here and a Bryanak maybe, this just provides one of them with a bit of protection from targeting, better than the discard for Trish would. Anyway guys, that is everything from this deck profile. If you have any comments, please leave them down below. Any improvements to the deck that you can think of, please shout them out. I'm always interested to hear your opinions. Thank you for watching and have a great day.